Alright, so bit by bit, I'm taking this thing apart again, trying to see what I can do, and I wanted to show you how far I've come. The legs I'm going to stop for a minute because I need to focus on the other things. For example, the backpack, the part where we see these arms. I decided to buy, excuse me, buy the MS Spike 02. Here it is. So I can cover up these. Right now I just glued them on. I'm going to glue this one on because I'm not digging this thing going up and down all the time. But I may decide to do, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, let me see if I can do this. I may decide to do it in reverse. Let me see if it works. No, the body is contoured. I mean, this whole shape is contoured like this, so I'm going to leave it this way. Excuse me. I know I'm going to be putting maybe a little layers of armor on the arms, so I'll be taking this apart in a moment. And I have an idea for this, but I have to find the parts, and if I can't find the parts, I'll scratch build it. But the one thing I'm noticing here is I'm really not fond of this gap. It doesn't look like a complete part, a complete assembly inside, and it looks so empty, so blah, you know. So I decided to do something about it. I made this little box here, as you can see, so I can squeeze it in here. Come on, get in there. And then put it in a position where it's like this. Now I used a marker to mark it, as you can see, so that way I am going to cut it and make be conform to the shape of this. Then I'm going to put some stuff in there, like this part here that I just finished building a while back, and I was going to use that on the hind legs, but I'll put it here as part of the design, something like that. And put something maybe up front there as well, give it a little bit more definition, a little bit more detail inside. Since this arm is never going to go under, I'm going to cut that part soon so that way it's easy for the bend me. I'm going to move it a little further. But yeah, I'm going to do that so that way this at least has some sort of detail. I was originally going to take this part and put it up in there, but that didn't look right. This one I'll use for something else. So that is the idea for the arm. Making sure that it has a little bit of coolness under that. So I've gone and done it. I glued on this magnet part here, and I may be kind of regretting the magnet itself, because even though it's a nice strong magnet, it's also a very thick one. Didn't think about that in that moment, but it is what it is. And I did put the other magnet here, cut the ball that was under this, and it's nicely held into place. And then as I click it, it stays there in place. So I added, so I could pretty much say I added an extra bonus here. First, it could, I can't believe I'm going to say this, swivel. But I'm going to probably put some pla-plate here, but make something where it acts as a guide. So the minute I put this on it, it'll line up properly. I mean, it's lined up right now, but it'll have a tendency to shift back left and right. So I'm going to put some pla-plate along the edges here to act as a guide and make it some detail. I also removed the little things here so I can make some tubing. I have a brass wire, which now I think I put it away. Oh no, here it is. I have this brass wire here where I'm going to maybe use it like that along the, act as a support. but realize I don't have a tool for me to actually sand this down or cut it off. I think I do, I just gotta find it. But I want to cut it into size where I can stick it into the edges. And whether I'm going to use this, well, no. Let me give you a little background history. Originally, this wire, this brass wire, was supposed to be for another model kit. A model kit that you guys have been waiting a very long time for me to build. But the whole intention was, and I'm going to show you, I have these evergreen scale modeler tubes, 1/4 inch scale. I think I have another series of tubes. Yeah, this one is too big for this one for me to put it in like that. Put this in the bag so I don't lose it. I do have another series of tubes, but I can't find it. But I do believe I have the one where you can slide it in and out, and for me to make my own type of hydraulic system. I know I put it here someplace. I have a bit of a mess now. Again. Oh, I've been looking for that. Good. So that would be the idea of making my own custom hydraulic. The kit will not show off the design, you know, the way it's supposed to be as a hydraulic system. But I wanted to at least simulate something like that. Is that it? No, they ain't. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm kind of looking here. I have a lot of extra parts that I found and I put to the side. Ooh, I found that plate. Good. Is that? No. Wow, I have so many of this and very little of that. Alright, I'll find it. No big deal. Now, maybe I may end up changing my mind, which I always do, and use another part, this one right here, and make like a snake-like tubing going from here up to there. Maybe do 4 of them, maybe 3 of them, kind of like a rib cage type setup. That is an idea. This part was an idea also to put it right there, but I don't know if I can cut. Yeah, I can cut the sides of that and then put it there. That way it acts as an extra detail there. I want to bend this a bit more further than that, but right now, it's hitting this part there. So I'm going to end up taking this part off and then cutting this here. So that way it has enough clearance to bend a little further. Bend it a little further this way. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good idea. Besides everything that I've shown you right now, I also picked up some more stuff lately to help out with the build. I think I told you that I got the spikes. I bought another pair of spikes here. But I also picked up MS thrusters 01 and MS panels. See if these panels will come in handy on a certain part of the kit. So let me continue on. Let's see what we can do to make this a little bit nicer. So I took the liberty of putting on these old pla-plates, styrene sheets. I used a thicker grade up front, while a thinner grade in the back. Here I made it a little bit more wider, but maybe this is a little too far out. I'm going to maybe sand the edges here or not. I have no idea yet. I'm still debating how this whole works. So I can put like plates over it in a circle and give it some design features around it. So it looks, you know, it doesn't look like 2 magnets holding onto the kit. And I have some of the thinner 1mm pla plate, which I'm just going to do a rough draft of some sort to see how it is, shape it, and then make a series of plates that will go around it in a circle. And then put something around it as well. I think I have something for this, but for me to do this, it was for the alignment of this. So this aligns it properly, allows it to turn easily, and it also doesn't make the part hit, because if I didn't have these as a guide, the magnets will slide back and forth even if you slightly pushed it in. So I did that. I also cut this here a bit so I can easily bend it a little bit forward, but not too much. Now the whole idea now, and I'm going to show you here with this this metallic wire spring. I'm going to make some tubing of some sort that will connect to there of some sort and go to there to here, and vice versa. I think I'm going to. I'm going to find it. Where did I put it? Here it is. I may end up taking this. I may glue that onto this. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, it fits. I'm going to probably glue it on. I don't want this flopping about. May put the hole there and then cut it so it's into there, and do another one there and bring it up to there as well, so it'll be like a rib type setup. Let's see how that works. So I was originally going to do this and connect it up to here, and I think that's a little too much. I'm going to put something up here soon because I don't want these circles to show. Okay, so here is what the waist looks like from the bottom, and I think the best I could with this, as you could see here. Took some parts here, put it along the side. I may put more parts here and here, give it a little bit more depth. Use the panels for this, for the back. Trying to figure out what I'm going to put back here, not 100% sure. Put another pla plate here, but I may strip that because it doesn't feel like it's aligned properly. Give it some detail here. Those two parts are actually from another kit which I don't know. I just cut the nubs off, sanded it down, and glued it onto the side, and I put two styrene sheets here. These are like half moon like circles, but that's what the bottom part of the waist looks like. Here is what the top one looks like, and I'm going to put it in. There you go. So as you can see, the waist can turn back and forth. It can pivot a bit, but I don't want to do it yet because, alright, so if you got, let me just take this off so you guys can see this. So as you can see here, I put a styrene sheet here that's a circle to align these two tubes here, and put ones here, but this is like a little too thick. Don't know whether I'm gonna maybe cover it up, but I'm gonna leave it alone for now. These are super glued from here all the way to the pegs that are holding the ball joint here on both of these. These are also, I actually took styrene tubes, these right here, cut them in a specific length, super glue them up there in an angle, so that way the tubes are sticking down at an angle. And I put two small ones down here, but they're not super glued yet. If I tilt them, they'll pop out. I'm probably going to glue them on later on, but I just want to make sure they're okay. But that's what I did with this guy, with this waist. So putting them in here, not only it aligns it properly, it's easy as you can see. Now I need to find out what to put here to cover the whole thing so it doesn't show under it. Maybe put a pla plate over it, a circle of some sort. Not 100% sure. That I gotta really flesh out a bit. Now let me show you the part of the back arms. So let me show you this. So I took one of the blades from the campaign parts, and I'm sorry if I don't remember which one it is, but it is the one with the sword slash cannon. Remember the double barrel cannon that I used on my what do you call it? The local type, the Gundam local type kit. and I use it to replace the you put it on under the shield. Well, that came with this sword, with this like blade type weapon, and what I did was I sanded it down. I cut the hole that's in there, not the hole, excuse me, some pegs in there so I can fit this in. And then taking this, I cut it and sanded it down and then shoved it in there, so now it has like a blade-like structure here. It's on both sides, as you can see. And then under it, here's that other part that I showed you. Here's the part that I contoured, and now it slides right into place. It'll be glued on soon. I just want to make sure I got the proper positioning right. I may give it a little bit more detail under there, but that looks a lot better than just one gaping hole. You know, if you look under it with a light, or with a, you know, with a flashlight or something like that. So I got that part done. That part is done. Yeah, that came out pretty good. Also, what came out pretty good is, and I don't, oh, here it is. These little shoulder things, which I did. I think I don't know if I showed it before. I'm gonna put them on for now, but it's gonna pop off. These are the two side shoulders that I think I made before. I don't know if I've showed it off in previous videos, but I got to align them properly. I believe that goes in this position. I'm not 100% sure. And I didn't mention that. Oh no, I did not. I don't think I. You know what? I've been showing. You're not the only guy. The only people I've been showing. You know, my progress. I've been showing my progress to you know, my friends. And there's this little cover here. This is actually from. Oh God, I can't even remember the actual kit that I made. I forgot. But this one, there's a gold part here that goes on this. I'm going to put it on, and it doesn't have to be gold. It's just going to be painted a different color. But I may put a separate color on that. But that will be for this, like that. So it has a unique look to it. The arm fell off, but I'll find it first. So yeah, this part is technically done. The one thing that I'm having a difficult time right now is, and I'm kind of regretting this, is the head. The light source is great, the head is cool. The only problem is I thought I was going to be able to squeeze a battery back here, but with so much stuff around it and the thing going on top of it, the battery won't fit. Actually considering of putting the battery in here. The problem is, though, it's only going to be one tube going to there, and it's two tubes coming out of the back of the head, and I didn't foresee that. I was doing 101 things. Here it is. So let me show you. Doing 101 things, and I thought I had it right, but I was like saying, okay, how am I going to do this? And for those of you who don't know what this is, these are rubber. These are covers for wires that was part of an IDE cable, which I stripped it and then I used it to funnel the wires in there. Which of course it will turn on. The only problem is, though, I may have to funnel the wires. You know, I wanted to separate it and then find a way to merge them together. But I kind of I think I goofed up on that point. I really did. And not only did I goofed up on here, which now I got to figure out, I thought I was able to pivot this body, but if I do it this way, where the legs will be sticking out, this cannot pivot forward any further. So, in short, the body will be in this position once I get the once I make the custom base and the legs and all that stuff. So, oh boy, it's a lot of work, guys. A lot of work. And thank you for, you know, supporting me and all this stuff. Many of you may be wondering, will I make it? I have 3 weeks. Well, should I say no?
Or should I say go?